What's going on, guys? Welcome to Movie Clicks. Today we will talk about Avengers 5 theory. Who is the next Phase 4's villain? So take a look. Avengers Endgame might have set up the villain for Marvel's Phase 4, with its time travel plot paving the way for Kang the Conqueror to be the antagonist of Avengers 5. With Thanos and the Infinity Stones over with, the MCU is in need of a new big bad for whatever form the next Avengers movie takes, and Kang would fit. But first, if you could grab the subscribe button, we're giving away some Amazon's e-cards gifts. All you have to do, hit the subscribe button, then hit the notification bell, leave a like and a comment on this video and share with your friends. At the end of this week we will give e-cards to best supporter of our channel. There's been a lot of talk about how Marvel will replace Thanos, who proved a major hit as a villain, especially in Avengers Infinity War, with lots of talk about characters such as Galactus, Annihilus, or even Norman Osborn. There's no shortage of villain options for the MCU, but since they like to tease things before they happen, it's worth looking back at Avengers Endgame and what it might be setting up. We are gonna explain Kang the Conqueror. In Kang the Conqueror's first Marvel Comics appearance, he wasn't called Kang at all. Debuting in Fantastic Four number 19, he went by the name Ramatut. Real name Nathaniel Richards. He might be a descendant of Reed Richards. He traveled back in time to ancient Egypt, becoming the pharaoh and taking the future apocalypse as his heir. It wasn't until the Avengers number 8 a year later that Kang the Conqueror would formally appear, fighting an Avengers lineup that included Thor, Wasp, and Spider-Man, all heroes who will be present in the MCU's Phase 4, but then having various identities is kind of Kang's thing. Other iterations of the character include Immortus, a future version of Kang who resides in Limbo, and Iron Lad, who was an original part of the Young Avengers team. There's also Victor Timely, the mayor of a small town Kang established as a place to go for some downtime. The reason for having multiple alter egos is that Kang the Conqueror is a time traveler, and alongside these versions are multiple duplicates of Kang, with each journey through time creating a new one. Although Richards doesn't actually possess any typical superpowers, he is a genius who specializes in time travel, and possesses a time ship that allows him to visit any century, through which he's able to collect an array of different weapons and armors to give himself enhanced abilities, utilizing incredibly advanced technology that no one else has access to or can match. He's also able to recruit different armies, which leads to him conquering different time periods, and further enables him to go toe-to-toe with superheroes. That, combined with his ability to time travel better than anyone else, makes him a compelling choice for the Avengers 5. As we seen in the Avengers Endgame fully introduced time travel to the MCU. Although this had already been shown with Doctor Strange and the Time Stone, it took on a much greater importance here, and by utilizing the quantum realm it established a means of time travel existing without the use of an Infinity Stone, which is handy given they've been destroyed. However, along with establishing this new form of time travel, it also meant creating multiple timelines. As the Ancient One explained in Avengers Endgame, every time the Avengers take an Infinity Stone from its place in the timeline, a new branch reality is created. In theory, these are closed by Captain America returning the stones back to their correct place in time, but it's not quite so simple. We see Loki take the Tesseract and disappear, while Cap decides to stay in the past of another reality, which leaves two of these branches very much in play. That's on top of the different dimensions that were already established by Doctor Strange, the Dark Dimension, and Ant-Man, the Quantum Realm, meaning that despite how Spider-Man, Far From Home treats it, the multiverse does indeed exist in the MCU, which means there's scope for a villain like Kang the Conqueror to exploit that and emerge in Avengers 5. If we think about that, first question is how Kang could fit into MCU Phase 4 with time travel and multiple timelines now firmly established within the MCU, then the chances of Kang the Conqueror appearing in Phase 4 are greatly increased, because both of those elements allow for him to turn up at just about any point. Following on from Thanos and the Infinity Stones, then it's unlikely Marvel will be setting up their next villain in such a direct, all-encompassing way, but since they already have everything needed to introduce Kang, then he makes perfect sense as the next antagonist. Phase 4 will be switching between expanding the cosmic arm of the MCU, The Eternals, Guardians of the Galaxy 3, Doctor Strange 2, and telling smaller, more street-level stories, Black Widow, Shang-Chi, Spider-Man 3. In Kang the Conqueror, Marvel would be getting themselves a villain who can do both. As a time traveler, he fits in with the former, but since he's also an Earth origin character without real superpowers, he doesn't feel too big for the latter. It's unclear as yet just how the Avengers will be shaping up in Phase 4, but Avengers 5 will happen at some point. It'll need to pull together a group of different heroes and disparate strands, and Kang being the villain can link Phase 4 and Avengers 5 all the way back to Avengers Endgame, which is the kind of storytelling and world-building Marvel love to do. If he turns up in Avengers 5, then it connects things together, and most importantly gives the Avengers an all-new threat to face who'd be different to Thanos, but still worthy of the team-up. As we say, we're giving away some Amazon's e-cards gifts. All you have to do, hit the subscribe button, then hit the notification bell, leave a like and a comment on this video and share with your friends. At the end of this week we will give e-cards to best supporter of our channel. That's all, stay tuned with us, you will never miss single one. I'm the Mun from Movie Clicks.